yogis, how are you? I'm Lindsay and this is a power flow. So welcome to your mats. You can grab a block if you have one nearby, and I'll cue you when to use it even though I don't have one. But let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. So place your knees wide on your mat and sink back towards your feet, sink your hips back. Reach your arms forward and let's start to focus on our breath here. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose, and find a nice rhythm. And you want to keep this rhythm going throughout the flow this morning or afternoon, whenever you are. And the flow, the breath should be audible, almost like a distant ocean or perhaps like Darth Vader. Really sink your hips back, relax your body, find your Ujjayi breathing. Inhale and come up to tabletop on all fours. Inhale and reach your right arm forward and at the same time extend your left leg behind you, flexing your foot. Exhale and contract, bring your knee in toward your elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale in. Inhale out. And place your hand and knee down and let's do the other side. Inhale, reach your left arm out in front and extend your right leg out behind you. Contract again. Inhale, reach out and place your hand and knee back on the ground. Thread the needle, lift your right arm and inhale. Exhale and send your hand palm facing up down to the ground. And put your temple on the ground, maybe reach back with a half bind here. Just beginning to move. Place your left hand back down, reach your right arm back up. And switch sides. Maybe wrap your hand around the back. Reach your left arm back up as you inhale. Place your hand back down. And send your hips up toward the ceiling or sky. And find your downward facing dog. Walk your dog out, alternating your knees right and left. Sending your heels alternately toward the mat. Relax your head and your shoulders. Press your chest towards your feet. Spread all of your fingers. Press your palms firmly into the mat. And shake your head yes and no just to make sure you're not holding any unnecessary tension. And continuously breathing. Let's warm up a little bit here with the turbo dog. So bring your knees about 2 inches above the mat and also bend your elbows. And this will warm you right on up. About 2 more breaths. Let that go, send your hips back up. Press your heels back down, chest towards your feet. Bend both knees, look forward, and walk your feet towards your hands. Get a little ragdoll in here. You can place your hands in the crooks of your elbows. Release your head down and sway back and forth. Take a halfway lift, place your hands on your shins. Take a flat back, extend your neck out long, looking at the ground. And then exhale, release back down, forward fold. And then roll up your spine all the way to standing mountain pose. I'm going to adjust just so you can see better. Inhale, arms up, hands toward center. Close your eyes for just a moment and choose an intention for yourself, for this practice, for this day. I am working this month on creating space, so I'll give you times through this practice to point out opportunities to create space. Inhale your arms back up. And roll all the way back down. Forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. And place your hands on the mat, send your feet back behind you into a high plank. Lower your knees for this first one. Bring your upper body down and put your arms in number 11 for a little cobra here. And exhale, curl your toes under, press your hips back up, down dog. Bend your knees and look forward. You can walk your feet to your hands or you can float. Forward fold, halfway lift. Flat back, forward fold, and curl all the way back up to the mountain. From here, open up to the side, let your right arm drift back behind you, your left arm in front, gazing over your right shoulder. Inhale, arms back to center. Take it to the other side. Left arm back, keep your hips square, only turn your upper body to the side. Inhale, arms up, and bring yourself all the way back down. Forward fold, halfway lift. Exhale, send your feet back into the high plank. And lower down for your vinyasa. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step or float to the top of your mat. Forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now sit right back into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Put your weight in your heels, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your belly button into your spine. Keep the energy flowing straight through your arms and out through your fingers. As you try to sit a little deeper, maybe peel your toes off the mat to play with your weight. Remembering to breathe, squeezing your knees together. Let that go. Forward fold, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shin. Exhale, step your feet back into high plank, or you can go ahead and hop back. If you hop back into the plank, make sure your elbows are bent in a chaturanga so that you're not jarring your shoulders. You don't want to jump into your shoulders. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Bring it between your hands. Pivot your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Arms up. Exhale, place your hands back down. Send your foot back. Go through your flow. Upward dog. Downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Reach it between your hands. Pivot the back heel down. Inhale. Sink into that front knee. Warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Send the foot back. High plank. Low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the dog just a moment. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Float or step to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair again. Feet and knees together. Almost as if there's a dime between your knees that you do not want to fall down. Breathe and sit lower. Almost to the point of falling, but you know, don't fall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Lower into your low plank. Upward facing dog. Curl your toes. Send the hips up, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Bend the knee. Stack your hips. And float that foot over the left side. Make sure that you don't start to bend into one arm or the other, but keep your weight evenly distributed between your hands. Keep the integrity of your shoulders. Maybe take a rotation or two with that lifted leg. Place the foot back down. Send your body weight over your hands. Root your weight into your right hand. Side plank. Extend your left arm up. And here's a place where you can take a couple modifications for side plank. You can either lower that bottom leg if you need a little more stability. You can put your top foot down behind you. It's kind of a, let's say, medium in between. If you're feeling super fancy, lift that top leg or grab your peace sign fingers, grab your big toe and extend it. Let that go, come back to your plank. Lower down, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. Other side, inhale and lift your left leg, bend and stack your hip. Do a couple rotations on this side, both directions. Lower the foot, come back up to the high plank. Root down into your left hand, lift your right arm to the sky. Take whatever modification you did on the other side. And release it. Lower into your vinyasa. And back to down dog. If at any point the vinyasas become too much, too tiring, you can always skip a vinyasa and meet us back in down dog to collect yourself. And we'll catch up and, you know, throw them out when you want. Shake your head a little bit, take a breath and reset. Bend your knees and look forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back to the chair. Sit it down. Have a little tea. Stay there. Inhale and swing your right arm back behind you. Get a little baby twist in here. Bring it back to center. Take your left arm back. Bring it back to center. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, send your feet back. Go through the vinyasa. Low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. You'll notice every time there's a motion going up, it's an inhale, and when we're bringing it back to the ground, it's an exhale. Helps me remember which breath I'm supposed to be on. Inhale, lift your right leg to the ceiling and bring it up between your hands, crescent lunge. This time, instead of warrior one, you're gonna leave your back heel stacked over your back toe as you inhale your arms up. And this is the crescent lunge. Bring your hands to heart center for crescent twist. You're gonna send the outside of your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And as you twist, you're gonna press your thumbs into your sternum, keeping this back leg straight, really squeezing that back glute that's going to help you keep the integrity of that back leg. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, float the crown of your head, and as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. See if you can open your chest toward that back wall, maybe even toward the ceiling. Maybe you open your wings here. You bring your arms back to center. Stay in that lunge. Rotate your back foot down, open up, warrior two. Lean forward. You can rest your elbow on your knee here for extended side angle. Reach your left arm, just hovering over your ear. Keeping that chest nice and open. And resist the temptation to kind of let your knee ride up. Keep that lunge nice and bent. Swoop that upper arm down. Inhale it back up. From here, you can take a half bind, wrapping your left arm back behind you. A full bind, reaching underneath and grabbing your hands or your wrists. And if you're feeling playful, you can bring that back leg close to your front leg, put the weight in the back leg, and then slowly stand up. Bird of paradise. Straighten that top leg. Birds come down. Send the left leg back. Release your hands. Frame the front foot. Send the front foot back, and you can take a regular vinyasa if you want a little more power out of this. Send your leg back up to the sky like a three-legged dog for an ekapada. So you bring your body weight over your hands, leaving that top leg up until you come and swoop down through your up dog. Exhale, send the hips back up to the sky, heels to the mat, chest towards the feet. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Bring it between your hands. The back heel is stacked for crescent lunge. Inhale your arms up. Hands to heart center. Crescent twist, the outside of your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Open your wings. Scoop the arms back to center and then open them to warrior two, sending that back heel down, bending generously into that front leg. Reach forward, extended side angle. Use the elbow if you like. Can always get a little more stretchy here and place that hand down on the ground as well. Open up the chest, reaching over the ear, energy shooting all the way from the heel, the back heel, all the way through the fingers. And if you tried it on the other side, go ahead and take your partial bind, full bind, bring your foot together. Inhale, stand up. Extend the lifted leg. And bring the bird back down. Open your hands to frame the front foot. Send it back and try the ekapada again on this side. Lift your left leg up above you. Upper body weight forward, lowering down. And then inhale, up dog. Making sure that your tops of your feet are pressed into the ground here. Sometimes I see an up dog with your toes curled under. You want the tops of your feet to be down and your knees up off the mat. Then when you exhale and you push back into down dog, you can curl your toes under. Inhale, bend the knees and look forward. Float or step to the top of the mat. Forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stack the vertebra and slowly roll all the way up to standing mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Ooh, bring them back through your heart and down to your sides. Inhale and lift your right knee. At the same time, you're rooting down into your left foot, finding your good balance. There's a couple options here for how to proceed. You can keep this with a bent knee, interlacing your fingers, grabbing your knee, maybe using your left hand on the hip here as a stabilizer. Or you can, if your hamstrings are nice and loose, you can grab your peace sign fingers to your big toe. Inhale and extend the leg out in front of you. Find a drishti, find a spot on a wall that's not moving to help you find your balance. Inhale and bring that, either the knee or the toe, out to the side, and use your other arm as a counterbalance. Glance over that extended arm. Swing the leg back to center, and either way you had the leg, keep it lifted. Put your hands on your hips. Lift your knee, point your toe, and use your strength to straighten the leg all the way out from the hip. This is a little bit painful, but just, go with it. And try to lift the leg as high as you can for as long as you can. It will burn a bit. And then, when you can do it no longer, float the leg down without touching the ground. I'm gonna twist here to give you a better angle. Swing that leg behind you, warrior three. Flex the back foot. Let the arms float back behind your back, pinkies facing each other, palms facing down. Your upper body parallel to the ground in the warrior three. And this is a great place if you have a block to have it ready, because you're gonna swoop the left hand down into half moon pose. So if you have a block, you can use it. I'm just gonna use my fingertips here to bring the ground a little bit closer, keeping that back foot flexed and lifting my right arm toward the ceiling. You can either stay looking down at the ground or play and challenge yourself and try to look up at your lifted arm. Contract your abdomen. Ooh. I got it. Okay, hands down, foot down. Work in progress, work in progress. All right, practice makes progress. So from this forward fold, just find your ragdoll, place your hands in your elbow pits, sway a little bit, reset, take a half lift, press your hands into your shins, forward fold, and then start to roll back up to standing. And we're gonna do that same sequence on the other side. So, inhale your left knee up, rooting your right foot into the ground. You can either do interlacing your fingers here on the knee with your hand on your hip, or take your peace sign fingers, grab your big toe, inhale and extend that heel out in front of you. Make sure your standing leg is nice and strong and tight if you're extending your lifted leg. Inhale, bring it out to the side. I'm gonna pivot a little bit here. And then extend that opposite arm. Try to look over that arm. Bring the leg back to the center. Hand on your hips. Lift that knee, point that toe. Woo. Inhale and lift that toe up, straightening the leg. Keeping your upper body as straight as possible. You don't want to lean too far forward, and you also don't want to be leaning back here. So keep your upper body erect and fight to keep that leg up as high as you can. And then slowly lower the leg, swoop it back behind you into warrior three, airplane. Palms facing down, pinkies facing each other, arms lifted. Your back foot is flexed, your standing leg is strong. Lengthen your neck. Square your hips so that you're not floating up. Your left side's not floating up, but your upper body is parallel to the ground. Reach down, find that block if you have it with your right hand, and draw your left hand up your arm almost like a bow, and that'll help you fall right into your half moon pose here. Flexing strongly that back foot, perhaps looking up at the extended arm. Maybe your balance is better on one side than the other. And release the hand down, release the foot. Ooh, right here. Take your peace sign fingers in this forward fold and grab your big toes and start to pull gently your face toward the ground. And then look back behind you so that the crown of your head is extending toward the ground. And your elbows aren't going to shoot back toward your legs. They're going to go out to the side as you use your bicep strength to help pull your upper body down. And maybe your knees are a little bit bent. That's totally fine. If you can push your knees back and get some really nice extension in your calves and your hamstrings, go for it. Continuously breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. And now place your hands in front of you, palms facing up, gorilla pose. Your fingers are pointed back towards your feet, and then you're going to walk your feet right into your hands, into the gorilla. This is a nice place where you can generously bend your knees and lay your abdomen on your thighs, release your head. Or you can straighten your legs up here. You can also walk your gorilla, just like you walk your dog. Walking through the jungle. Let your feet go. Place your hands on the mat and then bring your feet to the outside of the mat wide for Malasana. I'm going to turn to the side again here so you can see better. Once your feet are wide, you're going to bend your knees and sit your hips down between your heels. And then you can bring your hands to prayer and use your elbows to push your knees out for Malasana. Keep your chest lifted. Try not to hunch over. Keep your collarbones spread wide. And just take a moment here. This should be a nice kind of break from all the flow here. Continuously breathing. If you want to play crow, spread your fingers wide. You can stay in Malasana or spread your fingers wide. Bring your toes closer together with your heels stacked over your toes. With your fingers, with your hands about shoulder width distance, hello. Lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Bring your hands a little closer if you need to. And you're gonna send your knees either into your armpits or on the outside of your upper arms as you transition your body weight forward and make a little shelf with your arms. And try to place your weight on top of the little shelf that you've made. This is a good crow. If you wanna go further, looking down at the mat, one at a time, play with lifting your toe up toward your hiney. And then the other toe. From there, you can also play with, I have to turn to do it because there's a wall behind me. If you're in your crow, play with shooting your feet back straight into your chaturanga. Back to the flow. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Walk the dog. See how much closer, even after the little bit of work you've done, see how much closer your heels can get to the mat. If they're not touching the mat already, bring your hands a little closer to your feet and press a little bit deeper into this down dog. Really open your chest and press it towards your feet, and then come up on your toes. Inhale, and then press your heels back down. Press your chest even deeper towards your feet, remembering to release your head. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Hop your feet towards your hands or walk them. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll it on up. And let us play tree. Reach down and grab your right foot and place it either down here like a kickstand on your lower leg or up here on your thigh. Don't press it into your knee. So you want it either above or below your knee. You're pressing, you're squeezing your abdomen, your belly button towards your spine. You're tucking your tailbone. You're bringing your hands to your chest. And you're lengthening that neck, floating the crown of your head, finding a spot to aid with your balance, your drishti. Find your breath, you're a tree. Find your roots. And then find your branches. Inhale your arms up. Maybe do a little tiny back bend as you look up. If you're feeling like a balanced boss, you can try to close your eyes. It's amazing how much we rely on our sides to balance. I certainly do. If you fall, come back in it. Bring your hands back to your heart, release the leg down. Switch sides, root the right foot into the ground, pick up your left foot, hands to heart center, finding all of your alignment, lengthening your spine, squeezing your abdomen, continuously breathing. Inhale your branches up. Once again, take the little tiny back bend. Maybe you close your eyes. Hands back to center. Release the foot down. Wunderbar. Release your hands down. Eagle pose. Reach your arms up. Bring your right arm under your left. Interlace them. Bring your palms together. Make your hands into a tiny beak, pulling it down below your nose. Sit down in your imaginary chair. Lift your right leg high over your left and wrap your right foot around your calf, if that is accessible. Even if your foot is just sticking out and you're just crossing your legs, good on ya. You're still getting all of the benefits. Sit a little lower if your legs want to come apart. Keep your upper body erect, up and back. Release. Your hands up, your foot down, and right away, swing the left arm under the right. Switch sides. Bring your palms together, point your beaks. These are your beaks. Bring them towards your nose, sit down in the chair, lift your left leg high above, wrapping it around like rope behind the calf, hooking the foot, squeezing the belly in. That will help you balance. Sit low, bring your upper body up, pull your elbows down, and release your arms up, your foot down. Come back to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. exhale, curl your feet down, dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Bring it between the hands. Keep the back foot lifted, crescent lunge. Open up right away, warrior two. Ooh, take a generous bend here. And then straighten the front leg, reach forward and down for triangle pose. This is a great place if you have a block close by to use the block. Swing that upper arm down in front of you for a wide-legged forward fold. Couple ways you can play it. You can grab the outside of your feet here and use your bicep strength to pull your forehead down so that it's touching the ground between your feet eventually one day with lots of stretching. Or you can place your hands between your feet here. Reach back behind you and pull your upper body down. Either way, with every inhale, you're going to lengthen. And every exhale, you pull a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull. Make sure your shoulders are keeping up and away from the ears, going down your spine or up your spine since we're upside down. Now release your feet and walk your hands to frame the front foot as you pivot that front foot so that it's facing 12 o'clock. Your back foot is at a 45-degree angle, and you're gonna pull that back foot a little bit closer so there's about a 3-foot gap here for pyramid pose. You can either use blocks on either side here. Maybe your palms can touch, maybe you're up on your fingertips. You're gonna take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, lower your abdomen on top of your thigh here. If you need to bend that front leg a little bit, it's perfectly fine. Maybe play with pressing your forehead into the knee, and giving yourself a little help with getting that full extension. Opening that hamstring. Be gentle with yourself. Don't force this posture, but breathe into it. Twisted triangle. Take your left hand to the outside of your right foot. You can also continue to use a block here if you have one. And then inhale your right arm up. Swing that arm back down. Go through your vinyasa here. You can either just send this foot straight back into the high plank or try the ekapada again. Lift that leg up behind you. Bring your upper body weight forward and down. Inhale up dog. Exhale downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the ceiling. Bring it between your hands. Inhale your arms up, crescent lunge. Open up warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward and down, triangle. Trikonasana. Swing that upper arm down and in front. I'm gonna change my angle for you so you can see better. In this wide leg forward fold, interlace your fingers at the small of your back and then drift your hands back over your head for a shoulder opener. Same premise here. When you inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, go a little bit deeper. Bring your hands back to your sacrum and then release them down to the ground. Same thing as the other side. I'm going to switch my side back. You're going to walk your hands towards that front foot as you pivot your feet, bringing the back foot closer for pyramid pose
Ideally, the front leg is straight. If that is too much stress, go ahead and bend it a bit. You'll notice you probably have a different level of flexibility on one side than the other. This side is a little bit tighter for me, so I'm going to bend this front knee, and I'm going to let my forehead drift down and maybe help push the knee back a little bit. Trying to keep my hips level, which means I put a little more weight in my front foot to get the hip higher so that my right and left hip are level. Twisted triangle. My right hand comes to the outside of my left foot and draw my left arm like a bow and arrow, pointing up to the sky. Bring that arm down, send your foot back into high plank or ekapada. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Press the heels down. Get a nice deep down dog here, pressing my chest towards my feet. Nice straight arms. And then I'm going to bring my knees down and lower my upper body all the way down for locust. So place your hands palms down and inhale and peel your chest up off the ground. Keeping your neck nice and long, and your arms are very much like the airplane earlier, the warrior three, palms facing down, pinkies facing each other. And if this feels okay on your low back, go ahead and squeeze your quadriceps, straighten your legs, squeeze your legs together, and lift your feet as well. Release that. Lower your right ear down to the ground. Relax your body, arms at your side. Let it go. Bring your head back to center. Kick your feet towards your bottom. Grab your ankles on the outside. Floor bow. You're going to kick your feet into your hands, using your leg strength to peel your upper body off the floor, like so. Inhale and lift. Keeping that neck nice and long. Slowly lower down. Release the feet. Send your left ear to the ground. Release the body. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Inhale and push up for an up dog. Come onto your knees for camel. This is a place where you might want a little more stability or support for your knees. You can either fold your mat to get another layer underneath your knees, or maybe if you have a blanket or towel nearby, you can place that underneath your knees. Reach your hands on the small of your back, almost like they are facing down into your jeans pockets. Press the hips forward, elbows back. Inhale, drop the head all the way back. This may be your camel. This is a beautiful chest opener. If you can, sink a little deeper. Reach your hands back, one and then the other, and grab your heels. Continuously pushing your hips forward. Maybe opening your mouth slightly to make sure you can get enough breath here. It's a little tough to breathe in this posture, but you breathe, you must. Press the hips. Grip tightly to the heels. And then slowly, gently place the hands back on the hips. Slowly lift your body, leaving the head to come up last. Sit down, swing your legs in front. Grab your knees to your chest and rock your back a little bit here. Come back up to seated. We're gonna float our boat. So, a couple modifications for boat. Can either keep your knees bent and grab the backs of your thighs here. You can keep your arms extended, or you can even have your legs extended, holding them, or keeping your legs and arms extended into boat. So take a boat. And then let it go, cross your legs, and this is the float. If you can take your lotus, placing your feet on the inside of your thighs, use your hands and press up. If lotus is not available to you, just do a simple seat here with your legs crossed and only lift your bottom up, and you will still get the benefit. After you float, come back to boat. Cross your legs, push your bottom up. One more boat. One more float. Pull your hips towards your heels, lay on your back. Place your hands flat on the ground, or maybe grab your heels for bridge. Inhale, squeeze your bottom and send your hips up toward the ceiling. Shimmy your shoulders underneath yourself, pressing your chest towards your chin, bridge. Really send those hips nice and high. Don't let your knees splay out, but keep them stacked right over your ankles. Slowly shimmy your shoulders out and roll from your neck down your upper, middle, lower spine. And then bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms on the inside of your knees. Grab the outside of your feet, happy baby. Rock your baby. Sing your baby a lullaby. You can play with straightening your legs out here on one side then the other. Maybe both sides, find a straddle. Pull your knees back into your chest. Roll up. Send your legs back for the pigeons. So you are in the downward facing dog. You inhale your right leg up. And then when you swoop it down, you're gonna bring your knee of your right leg toward your right wrist and the ankle toward your left wrist. And then you sit into your hips here. Do a king pigeon, open up your heart. Reach back for a little quad stretch here. Just a little one. Let it go. Lower your upper body down, maybe to your forearms, maybe all the way down. Do a little inventory here and make sure you're not holding any erroneous tension. Check your face, check your jaw, check your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Relax it, let it go. Inhale your upper body up. Curl your toe and send that right leg back up to the sky. Maybe do a couple of hip openers, whatever feels good to you right here. Place the right foot back down. Inhale your left leg up. Scoop it up, half pigeon. Repeat the other side. Reach back for a little quad stretch. Let it go. Walk your arms down to wherever is comfortable. Push your upper body up. Scoop that left leg back up. Do your rotations. Place the foot down. Come down to the knees. Swing your feet out in front. Pull your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. And then let your legs be at a 90-degree angle at your hips, 90 degrees in your knees, and your feet slightly flexed. Grab the outside of your knee with your left hand and drift your legs down, supine twist. Looking back over your extended arm that can lay out behind you. So if your knees are floated down on the left side, you're looking over your right shoulder. Letting your shoulders stay on the ground, even if that means your legs don't touch all the way. Inhale, scoop your knees back to center. Send them to the other side. Looking over your extended arm. Breathing deeply and releasing. Creating space. Bring your knees back to center. One final squeeze, and this time pull your head up, find a little diamond between your arms and your legs. Squeeze everything super tight from your fingers to your toes. And then as you exhale and release, let everything go. Savasana, let your feet flop out to the side. Let your arms come along your side, palms facing up, and surrender like a stationary snow angel. And do whatever shimmying you need to right here at the start to ensure that you can just lay still. So if you need to adjust your shoulders and your hips, maybe roll your head back and forth a sec so that now you can just be completely still. Close your eyes. Reap the benefit of all of the work you've just done for yourself. Use your imagination as a tool to help find, ooh, somebody's got a loud motor. To help find absolute relaxation. So start at your toes. And maybe picture just a pool of light, warm, healing, inviting light. Traveling all the way up your feet, your legs, your knees, your thighs, your fingers, your back, your belly, your chest, your shoulders, your jaw, neck, and all of your head, each hair on top of it, everything surrendering. Only the floor is doing any work. Now you're in the comfort of your own home. You can lay here for another 5-10 minutes, do it. If you're ready to get it going, start wiggling your fingers and your toes, rotating your hands, your ankles. Come over onto your side. Stretch. Breathe. Rest your head on your arm. Take your time. Push yourself up to seated. Cross your legs. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thank yourself for showing up, doing something for you. The light and the teacher in me honors and reveres the light and the teacher in each of you. Namaste. Even the train said namaste. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful day.